that I chose to read were The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald and The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. The topic I focused on was how socioeconomic statuses of people affect their quality of life and how they have their outlook on the future. So I focused on the early 1900s because of the gap in classes. So the upper class was very rich. They had everything that they needed. And then the lower class was really dirt poor. And a lot of them were immigrants. And in The Jungle, Jurgis, the main character, is an immigrant from Lithuania. And throughout the book, he's cheated out of things a lot because he doesn't know America and doesn't speak English, and capitalism fails him. And then this is the vicious cycle, is what it's called. So it shows how it's almost impossible to break out of poverty once you are in it. And I learned about this first in my sociology class. So people live in packing towns in the early 1900s, and they have immense difficulty finding jobs. They're so poor, and they die from stupid things. Like in The Jungle, Ona dies during childbirth. Her and her child both die, and her other child dies from drowning in a mud puddle outside of their house. So the jobs that people did get were like in the meat packing industry, and people get hurt and die very easily. Like if they fall into a vat, they just leave them there, and there were no regulations until Triangle Shirtwaist. So the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire in 1911 brought about FDA regulations and unions, and a lot of that was due to The Jungle because of the book in muckraking journalism. So, and then both of these books took place in big cities. I think that's one of the big reasons that these books were written. In small towns, there were no immigrant workers, and there was less opportunity for crimes. So, The Great Gatsby took place in New York, and The Jungle took place in Chicago. So, one thing I noticed throughout the books was that both the rich and the poor get the majority of their money from crime. So Jay Gatsby is a bootlegger in the 1920s, so during Prohibition, and that's how he makes his money, is by selling illegal alcohol. And then Jurgis in The Jungle gets his money from robbing and stealing. And then Fitzgerald mentions the lower class in the book, but Sinclair focuses mainly on the lower class and doesn't give a whole lot of details about the upper class. So, and then also each class had their own set of issues. So you were screwed either way, pretty much.